the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. After 2 weeks, one more time.
2 weeks. You know what? This show is just bi-monthly? Not bi-monthly, bi-weekly.
It's bi something.
Well, I don't know. That's another topic.
That's another topic another day. It's WTF. Anyway, but we had a lot of content out there regardless. We had some top fives out there.
Yeah, some top fives.
So it's not like we're not in your living rooms there. Yeah. We're still there somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, get on that Ray theory that I'm always pushing.
All right, so we just went through one of the worst Easter weekends of all time. Of all time.
Because the movie sucked.
And what better movie to bring out during the holiday week than La Llorona, The Curse of La Llorona? That's the movie I want to see during Passion of the Christ.
I tried to watch that movie twice.
La Llorona, that's the one I want to see.
Because that's more to the people, sir. That's more to the people. That touches them. You know, in a sense, it's Christ-like. She came back from the dead.
But less than 3 days.
Less than 3 days.
So this one opened up at 26 million domestically, 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not doing very well.
I fell asleep on this movie twice.
This is kind of like mixed reviews. Some people say it's really good. Some people say that it's if they're considering this part of the Conjuring universe, that it's one of the worst ones.
Is this being considered for that?
This is made by some of the same people of the Conjuring.
Okay.
So the Conjuring universe.
It makes sense now with the screener now that they showed them both.
Yeah. Okay. And now you saw this last year.
Oh no, I didn't.
I'm sorry. You saw The Nun last year.
And they were screening this in the other
theater. Yeah. And that was actually done in San Antonio to get the Latin demographic, the feedback from the Latin demographic to see what they needed to do as far as make it. What do we need to make it scarier? Maybe change the tone, whatever, right? And going by the feedback that they must have gotten from not just San Antonio, but places like LA.
Yeah. Everywhere there's a bigger Hispanic market.
Exactly. It didn't work.
Well, from what I've talked to people in regards to who actually do like it, what the feedback they must have got is that they kept it truer towards the legend, the urban legend, and that's what they like, and that it gave more of a more Hispanic element to it than just being a horror movie that featured a character from Hispanic lore.
Okay.
And that's what they liked about it, and they related to the characters and how it came across. I fell asleep on this movie twice. I don't know why, but it never caught me, and I just out. So, did you see it yet?
Well, the fact that you put Jada Pinkett before Tony Todd in Candyman in black horror, you're
Hey, I need some spice in the horror. Now, maybe if the Llorona had came out and she was like, ooh, it's with the mask on her face, and I'd have been like, yeah, that movie's great.
Well, either way, it was enough to knock off number 2 or the reigning champ, Shazam. Hey. It was enough to knock off Shazam out of the top spot. So that
number 2 DC movie all time.
So that went to 17 million, 322 million worldwide. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so you got Wonder Woman first, and then you got Shazam.
Yep.
Hell no.
Yes.
I was at a point.
And then I'm gonna go Man of Steel 3.
Real quick. I was at a point where I could not wait for that movie to be over.
Really?
Really.
Wow.
All right, and just a quick review, just real quick. All right. Billy Batson is a character that has a lot of depth to him, a lot of vulnerability, and a lot of where he's kind of like withholding a lot of his feelings and all this other stuff.
Do you want another sad, dreary film? Is that what you just wanted?
No.
Okay.
Zachary Levi as Shazam, that is not Billy Batson at all.
It's not supposed to be.
No, they've compared it to Big so much, but actually,
saying that like
Jerry Baskin as a 13-year-old was just as lively as he was as Tom Hanks. Billy Batson as a character was serious and gloomy.
Was he really serious and gloomy?
Not that I want Shazam to be serious and gloomy.
Okay.
But there was so much comedy from Zachary Levi that when it came down for him to be serious, I could not take him seriously.
Well, it was one of those things where when he first started, it was kind of like, oh my God, I'm an adult and a superhero, and he was kind of learning and as he got more accustomed,
and that part I liked.
And as he got more accustomed to it, then it was just like, now I'm an arrogant kid.
Yeah, but it really did. At the end of the movie, there was no change. There was no improvement. It was improvement in the Billy Batson character, where he spoiler review or spoiler comment. Where he actually embraces the family concept. So you can see the change in the kid.
Okay.
You see no change at all in Shazam.
What was Shazam supposed to change to?
I just don't know. I just don't.
What is he supposed to change to? He's the same guy.
There's something about that movie.
He's the same character.
There was just something about that movie I just could not get into. Don't get me wrong. I love Zachary Levi. His performance was great.
By the way, this is the exact opposite of how we felt about Captain Marvel.
This is true. But
he loved Captain Marvel. I was meh.
But exactly, and that's how
I love Shazam.
Who is technically Captain Marvel.
There we go. Oh my God.
Number 3, Breakthrough, faith-based movie, $11 million. Now, during holiday week, this is the type of movie that you would, pretty much think that it was going to do this kind of numbers.
This was perfect time for them to put it out. It's Easter, everybody. By the way, religious films do well. They do well, especially during Easter. The only other better time is Christmas.
It's just sad that La Llorona beats Breakthrough, which is faith-based.
Well, because this one had a bigger market. Now, if they had put the Llorona in Breakthrough, then it done a crossover.
She would have left him in the ice. You're awful.
Either that or they work on, Passion of the Christ 2.
Crucify this.
Yeah, crucify this. There you go.
They
put that one out. Boom, that movie would have done.
Number 4 was Captain Marvel. It was at $9 million. Oh, no surprise there. It's already crossed the $1 billion.
This is extra money.
Now, the closer that we're getting to Endgame.
Right.
Last year, there was a spike of Black Panther from the week before Infinity War.
Yeah, because it was still in theaters.
To the week of
And then everybody was like, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Or let me rewatch it before I watch Avengers.
And the same thing I have a feeling is going to happen again.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had some pretty strong turnouts for Captain Marvel, the closer that we're getting to Endgame. To this day, actually, to yesterday. Okay. Same thing. So, you're going to see those numbers continue to climb.
Definitely feel that.
I expect it to stay in the top 5 when Endgame comes out. So we'll see. Anyway, ending this past top number 5 box office was Little. 8.4 with Regina Hall and Issa Rae.
Oh yeah, I forgot that movie came. Yeah,
another body swap, which we actually have a top 5 that's going to come out pretty soon.
Top 5 body swaps.
Top 5 body swaps.
This one will not be in it.
This one will not be in it. Now, this is actually the second week that Little came out, and it dropped 50%. So that's pretty.
I mean, it's probably a low budget film anyway. So how much did it make? You said
it made 8.4 in the second week.
$1 million went to Regina Hall.
0.4 went to catering.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
boom. This is a success. Be on the lookout for Little Part 2.
All right,
Littler.
Or a little bigger.
A little bigger.
All right, dud of the week.
Okay.
Now this breaks my heart.
It's not little.
No.
Okay.
No, it breaks my heart big time.
Okay.
And that's Hellboy.
Yeah, the reviews are not that great on this, and even so much that when I told my kids, "Hey, let's go watch Hellboy," they're like, "Nah," and because they seen the original, they were like, "No, I want to see the original guy," and I was like, nobody really jumped on board of him.
Now let's get okay. David Harbour is actually best known for his work on Stranger Things. Very solid actor. I don't think
got an amazing shape for this film.
Yeah, he's a great actor, and he's right now set to play in the Black Widow solo film. So he's doing some really good things. For him to take the role of Hellboy from Ron Perlman and not have Guillermo. See, it's one thing to take a role
and then have Guillermo del Toro
have Guillermo del Toro direct him. That's different. But having no del Toro,
it was a reboot though.
No Perlman.
It was a reboot.
This movie had just no chance.
Because if they were going to keep Guillermo del Toro, then it wouldn't have been a reboot. He would have just continued his story.
No, you're right. But unless he worked out a deal with the studio that, hey, look, we don't, maybe we want to go in a different direction, but we still want you. Maybe you never know.
Maybe executive producer on there so he can give his hints and stuff.
After the Oscar win for Shape of Water, I'm pretty sure that he could have had some pretty good ideas on what he could have.
So we're going to cross it over with Shape of Water.
Yeah. Well, they used to say that
it was
Ape Sapien.
Yeah.
Ape Sapien. Anyway, so now they did give fans the R-rated movie that they wanted. Yeah. That the fans wanted as far as
we just wanted with Ron
and all
Perlman.
That other stuff. But they just wanted it with Ron Perlman. David Harbour had no chance. He had no chance, even though they were going to go all out and do the whole rated R thing and great. It still stayed true to as far as the effects. I thought the effects were great still.
So what I've seen a little bit is that people were saying that they liked himself and his interpretation as Hellboy, but they hated the rest of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, even Mila Jovovich, who's gone out to defend the movie and pretty much showing or highlighting all of her other movies that have been dogged when they first came out that became cult classics.
Resident Evil.
And she's absolutely right. Resident Evil, Dazed and Confused, The Fifth Element, all of these movies that were dogged are now considered cult classics that everybody loves. So maybe later on down the road, after the Perlman, love fades and the Harbor hate decreases also.
Maybe it'll be one of those films that comes up like the Judge Dredd with Carl Urban.
Yeah.
And people start asking.
And we still want part 2.
And people start asking for a sequel to this film. Maybe.
All right, so here we go. Coming up next,
okay.
Finally the wait is over. The epic movie that of the year that not even episode 9 can touch. And that's Avengers Endgame is set to premiere. And
$2 billion this movie's gonna make.
The reviews on this movie are absolutely, amazing. And it's epic. It's the conclusion that you needed. It is everything that you wanted it to be. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna have pretty much feel every single emotion. You're gonna piss yourself literally.
Cap's gonna die, Iron Man's gonna die. Who else contract's coming up? All those people are gonna die if their contract's coming up.
Now, Infinity War opened last year at $257 million as far as the domestic box office in 3 days. This one right now is set to open at possibly $300 million.
Breaking Avatar record.
And we'll get into that in a minute. Now, right now, it has already grossed $120 million off pre-sales. The movie hasn't even come out yet.
Pre-sales.
Pre-sales. It's $120 million
for first day. For first day or for the weekend?
For pretty much all sales, pre-sales. All pre-sales.
I mean, all the pre-sales, they go through the week.
It just looks like it's all pre-sales. That's all it says. All pre-sales.
I didn't know they pre-sale past the weekend.
It actually...
Because you don't even know showtimes after that.
Well, it broke the record opening weekend, and I think you're right. I think it is opening weekend only.
Okay.
But breaking the records that was set by Star Wars Force Awakens.
Okay.
It's already broken that. So, yeah. Right, a lot of theaters are excited
Avengers
about this.
will be in Star Wars. The Avengers Star Wars crossover.
AMC is set to open, pretty much be open for 96 hours straight.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. But all the money that they possibly could make, because I'm trying to imagine, 96 hours straight? God. Who's going to go see a movie at that time?
How about those employees, man?
It was like,
man, I ain't cleaning that, man. You go clean it.
I know. It's like, I know we ask a lot of you, but can you be here from like 4 a.m. to about 8 a.m.?
Now, I've actually been a part of this, of something similar when we did Dark Knight Rises. I was actually a part of this, and 48 hours or 72 hours. It's tough, but it's also fun because you're actually at 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
They got bums all in auditoriums.
There's nobody there.
It's like, I just thought I'd just get some place to sleep because y'all was open all night.
But what's funny too is that you get all of the drunks after last call.
Yeah.
The movies are on, so the drunks after last call.
I just told you the bums are gonna be there.
Yeah, so anyway,
they go watch a movie,
but that's what
sleep.
That's what AMC is gonna do. 96 straight hours. That's insane.
Crazy.
That's insane.
I don't want to work there.
There are some
request that weekend off.
There are also some theaters that are playing all 22 movies. As far as how about that projector? The projector is gonna be like working like overtime.
By the way, it was like, okay, I think when they do stuff like that, it's a waste of resources because what do you think they're gonna get? Maybe 10 people that will want to do the marathon?
For the marathon, 22. Oh man, you absolutely have to have like zero life, and if you don't own these movies on Blu-ray or why the hell?
It's going to be a small pocket of people who are wanting to sit there and marathon them throughout the day. You could put Hellboy in one of those theaters and help it make some money, but also too. The simple fact of the staff and everybody that you gotta pay to be there for the little bit amount of money that you're gonna make on this, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Just put another show on Captain Marvel.
Which is probably why this movie's not gonna do, Yeah, I think you're right.
It's gonna beat Avatar. I'm predicting it beats Avatar.
Let's go Infinity War, Captain Marvel, Endgame, and call it a day.
Yeah.
I think I'd be cool with that.
I don't even know that.
I wouldn't even do
an extra showing of Captain Marvel, and then that's it.
I wouldn't even. But I wouldn't even.
Maybe throw Black Panther in there.
I wouldn't even throw Ant-Man and the Wasp in there.
No.
I would just go straight.
Because they're no.
Well, maybe because Ant-Man plays a pivotal role in this, so it may be possible. But if not, then let's just go
Ant-Man, Infinity War.
Infinity War, Captain Marvel, Endgame, done. It's over.
Could be showing. Yeah, it could be showing an extra showing of Captain Marvel.
Okay, fine. How about this?
Or Hellboy.
How about Infinity War, Endgame, done?
Okay. We can do that one.
Or Infinity War, post-credit scene to Captain Marvel.
There you go. There you go. I'm on board with that.
All right.
Followed up by a double feature with Hellboy.
All right. So Marvel, obviously, culminating 10 years with this movie, and we've been in this journey with these characters since 2008 Iron Man, and we're pretty much all invested. We're caught up. Everything's looking all peachy, and we can't wait for the next phase, right?
Right.
Well, somebody that's still playing catch up after 10 years is DC. Now,
well, what? They've finally found their niche, and then it's like they're making some slow strides. I mean, we got Wonder Woman, we got Aquaman, we got Shazam. Even though you don't like it, we got Shazam. That's 3 decent movies that they put out right now, and I mean, it's some sort of foundation for their universe.
Right, but you have the even though it made a crap load of money, a lot of people were not happy with Suicide Squad, which we'll get into that in a little bit. But Justice League was a complete flop in their opinion. I mean, it still made decent money, but it wasn't nowhere near what it could.
Same thing happened with Tron.
So they've expanded and going into the streaming route where they have their own streaming service, and Titans was one of their first ones. First shows, and it's done very well, And I've heard a lot of good, a lot of good things on it. Yeah, I heard it's really good. I have not seen it.
The first 4 episodes were fine. I was like, I just kind of got distracted, so I didn't get to finish off. But I mean, for what it was, even though it was like, Robin's
F Batman.
Yeah, that too. But Robin is based out in the comics. He's based out of Bloodhaven. Okay. So, or he governs over. He watches over Bloodhaven. So in this universe, Bloodhaven is basically Detroit. And I was like, Bloodhaven in the comic books is a piece of shit. And I was like,
Detroit.
What are y'all trying? Hey, what are y'all trying to say here? What are y'all trying to say?
He got swept. Oh, the freaking Bucks. Anyway, that's another story for
Let me close that. Let me just take that away here.
Anyway, to continue with this online service, they're going the Netflix route, and they're bringing out all this original content similar to Titans. They release Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I did see that.
They released a trailer to Swamp Thing, and it looks absolutely freaking amazing. Well, in typical DC, it's grand opening, grand closing. Because after the trailer released for Swamp Thing, and all this excitement was there, because Swamp Thing looked absolutely terrific. Mm-hmm. A lot like the character design that they had for Swamp Thing in Injustice 2. And I mean, I thought that I thought that there was a lot of similarities to that. So, but practical effect wise, and I thought it looked amazing. Way better improvement from the Wes Craven original back in the day, which is still
I love that one.
I love that one to death. Louis Jourdan and Adrian Barbeau. But regardless, it looked amazing. So while they're doing all this, they go and they tease us with this, and then they turn around and they cancel it.
Like you said, I was super excited after I saw the trailer for it, or the teaser for it was an actual trailer. I'm like, man, I want to see more. I want to see him in motion. I want to hear the voice. I had all these thoughts, and then.
Well, one property that was all up in the air, and we just mentioned it, was Suicide Squad. So David Ayers, directed the first one, and it was a big time shift in tone as well with that one. You couldn't decide what the hell was it. Was it light? Was it dark? Was it a middle of both, or what? So you can tell when you're watching it how the shift in tone was. So after that was actually a success financially.
Yeah.
They wanted to go a different route and reboot it. Now they gave it to James Gunn. James Gunn got it. He knows what to do, right? He's the godfather of the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Mm-hmm. So and I'm pretty sure he's going to do an amazing job.
Or he's going to say, deuces, I'm going to go do Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
So the returning cast member, now this is going to be is it a sequel? Is it a reboot? Everybody's saying that it's a reboot, but you got a lot of the returning characters like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, and Viola Davis as they're all set to return. As she's supposed to come back as Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
Now, Idris Elba was actually brought on, and pretty much the internet went crazy because they were talking about possibly him coming and replacing Will Smith as Deadshot.
Yeah, they were like, hey, one black guy out, another black guy in. Oh, he's got to play the same role. We can't have multiple black characters on this screen.
Yeah. That's messed up. Anyway,
that's what everybody was thinking. It was like, oh, he's out. It's like, we just swap out the black guys. So, nobody can tell they all look alike.
Well, guess what? They can tell because they decided to give Idris a brand new character to play instead of playing Deadshot.
Black Spider.
Which pretty much
Bronze
leaves
Tiger.
Which pretty much leaves
none of those black characters.
Which pretty much leaves
James Bond. Sorry.
Which pretty much leaves it open for Will Smith to return to the Deadshot role. What do you think?
I like it because even in the comics, the Suicide Squad team changes all the time. It's easily explainable because if all the people that are going to come see this film are like, yeah, that's what they do. They don't always enlist the same people. Deadshot and Harley Quinn had been on the teams for the most part, but there's teams where they didn't have one or the other. So it's not something that's like, oh, okay, why is he not there? It's just, you just kind of deal with it and it's like, okay, it's a new team. These are the people that are going to go for it. I am interested to see who he is going to be in the Suicide Squad. Don't make him another, like what they did with Eastwood, where he was just random soldier guy. And that was just a waste of him. God, it was a waste of him. So I want Idris to come in here. If he can't play Bronze Tiger, if he can't play Black Spider, he's going to go and just be James Bond.
Okay.
James Bond in the Suicide Squad.
Why not? Let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's make it happen. I mean, it's
anyway,
not gonna let him do it on real James Bond.
So a new actor has joined this ensemble, and that is Mr. John Cena.
As who?
They are talking to John Cena about potentially being added to the cast for the Suicide Squad as possibly, he's rumored to possibly be playing the Peacemaker.
I don't even know who that character is.
Me neither. And since you can't
look that up.
And since you can't see him, it doesn't matter. But now you're looking at it as Margot Robbie, Jai Courtney, Idris Elba, Viola Davis,
an ensemble film.
And John Cena, with possibly Will Smith. You never know.
Later on in the trilogy,
or a cameo. You never know.
He might come back for a cameo. I can see he come back. Like Vin Diesel came back for a cameo on Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. Now James Gunn is actually looking to add a lot more characters to the team.
Will Smith as Aladdin.
Possibly bringing King Shark.
Didn't they? Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. They didn't. I'm actually thinking of the Flash. It was like, didn't they already kill King Shark?
Polka Dot Man.
It's a stupid character.
And Ratcatcher.
I don't know Ratcatcher, but I do know King Shark and Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, I know King Shark
might be interesting depending on how they do it. I didn't like what they did with Killer Croc.
Why?
Because
he didn't look like a croc?
It just looked like a... Oh, well, they even said he had a skin disease, but I was like, it's in the comic books, he's more croc-like. And this was just skin disease guy. So, but I don't know. Maybe they'll do something different with
all right, so
King
what do you
Shark.
think about casting?
King Shark's interesting, though.
What do you think about the casting of John Cena?
I wanted John Cena as Shazam. So, I mean, I want him to get his comic book film.
See, I would have gone for John Cena as Shazam.
Now, after seeing Zachary Levi as Shazam, I'm totally fine with the casting. Yes, I'm totally fine with the casting. I would like John Cena. You know what? It would have been fun to see you,
man.
But I'm okay with Zachary Levi. Let's see what they do with this particular character. I hope they give you something fun. I hope you give you something that what is it? The Peacemaker? I gotta research this.
The Peacemaker.
I don't know what the Peacemaker is.
Put it up on the screen. See, there it is.
Oh, the Peacemaker.
The Peacemaker.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. Anyway, so tell us what you think about the Suicide Squad. Who should be brought on? What characters do you think should be introduced in this new version? Is it a reboot or sequel? I still think it's like a reboot or sequel.
Yeah, reboot.
Forget it.
A seaboot.
So speaking of Will Smith, he actually posted on Instagram with his good buddy Martin Lawrence, and that Bad Boys 3, Bad Boys for Life, has wrapped production. What do you think?
I still question, and I do a segment called Things I've Noticed, and I haven't seen this film yet. But the thing I've noticed in this film is how the hell are they still detectives at this age?
Well, you're right.
Shouldn't they be a captain or retired somewhere? It's been 20 years, man.
Hey, how come Martin has just can't eat a carrot or do some running or?
He's been sitting behind a desk. And I was like, Bad Boys 2 was how long ago?
Okay.
It was like 2001.
Okay.
It's been 18 years. The first one was like 95.
Just listen. Okay. All right. So both actors released on their Instagram the photo of them in Mexico, and they already wrapped.
Fat.
Yes. Just new hotness and old and busted. Anyway, so they have not been on screen since 2003's Bad Boys.
Oh, it was 2003. All right.
So this time,
16 years plus the 5, 21 years.
According to rumored plot details, Mike Lowry is actually targeted by a drug cartel, and his partner Marcus Burnett is pretty much all the backup he needs. Like, all the backup you need is me. So
some old man.
Some old man.
Some old man. And this is Red Part 3?
So
this is Red Part 3. It's Black Part 3. Or Black Part 1. Part 6 is what it is.
Returning cast members like Joey Pants, who I can't wait to see him back on screen as the captain.
What is he, like 100?
I don't know whether Teresa Randall's going to come back as his wife or if Gabrielle Union is going to make a cameo because supposedly there was a spinoff for Bad Boys.
They're bringing Dwayne Wade.
I always thought that if they went against a drug cartel, that The Rock should be the main bad guy since he's from Miami. Yeah. I thought that would be great.
That's why they need Dwayne Wade, man. So they bring back Gabrielle Union. Vanessa
Hudgens will be joining the cast along with a lot of newcomers, including DJ Khaled.
Because all he's gonna say, we the best. DJ Khaled.
Okay, so part one grossed $141 million off a $19 million budget. That was directed by Michael Bay.
Smith didn't get paid nothing in that movie.
Part two was $273 million off a $131.
Man, Will Smith didn't get paid nothing in that movie.
No, he got paid. That was half of his salary right there.
Martin Lawrence didn't get paid nothing in that movie.
Also directed by Michael Bay and has, at least in my opinion, the best car chase
it does.
I have ever seen.
It is.
That is just me. So you excited?
I'm
Bad Boys 3, January 2020.
Hey, be on the lookout for that Things I Noticed where we figure out why from 1995 to 2000 and what? 20? 2020.
Why are they still detectives?
Why are they still detectives 25 years later?
They got demoted.
They got demoted.
Oh, man.
Dude, even if you got demoted, you got to pull a pension in 20 years.
Oh, man. All right, so in our last news.
Because they ain't captains going out there.
In our last story, now this one is, Coming to America is one of our favorite movies, favorite comedies of all time.
Of all time.
And we've always wanted a sequel to this. Mm-hmm. But it was released in '88. I think it's a little too late.
Wait, this is too late? But Bad Boys was not too late.
1988?
1988.
To now?
He's old, he got a kid now.
Okay, well check this out. All right, so plot details, the movie is finally happening. Plot details have been leaked. Don't know if they're necessarily true, but here are the plot details of Coming to America 2. Akeem is coming back to America to find his long lost son.
Whoa!
Akeem can only be king if his son replaces him as the prince. Let's just listen. His son is broke and working at a fast food restaurant, not McDonald's. That would be hilarious if it was. A lot more goes into to walking the line into this. Kind of starts. The more you get into it, it starts sounding like Killmonger story from Black Panther in a lot of ways.
I was actually gonna say Creed.
Well, that too. Yeah, you're right. But more or less, he's trying to convince his son to take the position of prince so he can be the king of
I'm going to hold my tongue because there's so much I want to say.
Yeah, there is a lot. Now, there's going to be... The barbers should be dead. There's no way they should be dead, or they're going to have, like, super old makeup, in order to do this.
He still whooped Joe Lewis's ass.
He did whoop Joe Lewis. I don't know how old he was. He whooped Joe Lewis. Dave Chappelle is set to join the cast.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, but not as his son. I would have loved it if he would have been his son.
He's too old to be his son to care at that point.
Why?
Dave Chappelle's like in his late 40s already.
But they don't know that. He could play young.
He play young because black people don't age. Is that what it?
You're almost 50.
Black don't crack.
Black don't crack.
Let me get this out now. All right. He got married. He took her back. He He took like, what did he lose track of a son? Did the son escape? Did they have so many kids they lost track? It's like, we got like 20 kids and like one of them's gone. Okay. It's like, did he knock up somebody at McDowell's?
What about the sister?
Oh, that makes that movie so scandalous. If that's, man. Oh my God! It was like, you didn't see that scene when he got it on with sister.
Dave Chappelle's joined the cast as the shaman, the private shaman to King Jaffe Joffer, who is James Earl Jones.
I like Dave Chappelle when he plays a small side character. Yeah, he does great at that.
Undercover Brother, best side character ever.
Blue Streak.
Blue Streak too. Like Blue Streak or the Conspiracy Brother.
I love the Conspiracy.
Exactly. You gotta go with Conspiracy Brother.
I can't get past it where it's like, all I know is that he's gay.
If he was
gay.
If he would have played the son and he was in a restaurant, would it have been Whack Arnold's? Ooh, that Kevin.
All right, so we're all off topic.
Yeah, we're completely off topic. Anyway, so Arsenio is back.
Okay, because Arsenio ain't got nothing to do.
Is this plot worthy of a Coming to America
I don't
script?
think there should be a found son. If he wants to say, hey, I thought what they were going to do with this is they were going to say, hey, just like me, like, hey, it's time for you to get married. This is our son. It's time for you to get married. And he's like, I don't want to pick a wife. There's nobody here that I actually make a connection to. Son, I went to America to go find my bride.
Your mom.
Yeah, this is like, you go do the same thing. And then they do, basically it's a retelling of the same, it's a reboot, but a sequel at the same time.
I'll go with
I thought that's, or he didn't have to be a big part of the film. Yeah, but like, hey, you know what, we're gonna do what I did. We're gonna go live poor, we're gonna live with the rats and roaches, and the son's like, dude, what are we doing? It's like, we're rich. I could see that better. Let me write this movie. I could see that better if they go that route than to say like, I lost a kid. Okay. He married this trick.
Okay. Did you say he married this trick? Damn! What the hell? Where did that come from?
I know, it's alcohol.
Oh my God.
I was going to say tramp and then changed it to trick. He married this girl. He married this woman. And then that was it. Yeah, no, trying to clean it up here. I'm going to edit all the other stuff out. He married this woman. And that was the whole point about finding love, finding the perfect person for you, and it being outside of what you normally know. You can't say that either I knocked up some girl, the sister, which, hashtag knocked up sister, or is like some random chick that he just got pregnant. He's got to go find him like.
What if it was one of his bathers?
Like Felicia Rashad. That's even worse.
I always assume
because that just means that
bathers. I know.
That just screw it. Say it was Arsenio's kid. Say it's Arsenio's, and we're going to go find Arsenio's kid. Because I can believe Arsenio would have some random kid. Then I can believe that he would have it.
I get it, but still, if his purpose, if his motive is to become king, and he needs,
then you have to say that he grew up and he can't find a wife. You have to basically replay the same thing. And just say that this time Eddie goes with him. This time the dad goes with him.
Give me Vanessa Bell still in the background, hopping on one leg, barking. After all these, because he never told her to stop. That would be freaking hilarious.
Let me write this film.
Tell us what you think about Coming to America 2. What do you want to see? How would you have written it? Or what is it that you expect out of this? And for those of you that want Terrence to write it, put that in your comments below.
You'll love my film.
Terrence, take us home.
All right, so now that I actually got brought on to do Coming to America Part 2.
We won't be doing the goods.
We won't be doing the goods anymore. But before I drop off the show, make sure you go and like and comment and subscribe. Because as I become rich and powerful and stuff like that, I like to say that you guys were with me from day one. You were day one-ish.
Day one-ish. 2015, day one-ish.
And make sure that you stick around for, like I said, subscribe, click the notification bell so that way you're aware of all the other videos that we do on the channel. Because we do much more, and I'll be dropping my teasers for Coming to America Part 2.
For Aspen and Art, wherever the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And that was a good dickhead.
Just saying is that, some pudding pops might make this a little better.
So, it's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.